Good morning, good morning. Come on in and let me know if you're around. If you're on the live, I'd love it if you'd come and tell me where you're joining me from and how you're doing today. And if you're on the replay, drop me a little hashtag replay. Let me know that you caught this and what you think of the card and the tapping and how you feel. And if you're thinking, cards tapping, what's she on about? You might be new here and you're really welcome if you are. My name is Emma Starling and I am a master practitioner, trainer and mentor in trauma-sensitive somatic EFT and the SoulShift method. And I created the Evolved Energetics Academy to teach, train, mentor, and guide people to bring EFT and energy work to hopefully 1 million people in my lifetime. That is my mission. And the daily tap exists, this thing that we're going to do now, as a toe dip into the experience of EFT, energy work, and what it feels like in the body. So whilst this is not clinical EFT and it's not designed to be used on deeper problems, if you like, it's still the same process and it's still the same biochemical reaction in the body, neurobiological reaction. And what we do is we pull a card from an oracle, affirmation, or a tarot deck. And today I'm again using the Oracle of the Seven Energies by Colette Baron Reid. And the reason I use cards is because it's a great way to tune in. Hi there, whoever's there, come on in and let me know if you're where you're joining me from. Good morning, Alison. Lovely to see you. I've just found the way to get the comments up on Restream, so I can see you now. What was I saying? Yeah, the reason that I choose cards is because it's a great way to hone into a message that might apply to lots of people rather than me, not having the time or space to work one by one, which you can't really do safely when I can't see your faces. So that being said, we have endless possibilities. Now this card has come out, I think this is the third or the fourth time. It's number 38, which adds up to 11, right? Another master number. So it's a lovely card. And you can see there's literally stars coming out of her third eye, of this person's third eye. So what I'm going to do, and there looks to be magic all around her, right? And that's what I believe. There is magic all around you and there is endless possibilities. But sometimes we have to kind of come out of everyday life, if you like, and drop below the noise and to be able to see what those possibilities are. So for a moment, what I want you to do is just tune into your body and your mind. What are you hearing? What might you be saying to yourself or thinking while I read you out the message? Because I believe it's important to give you the original message from the book, because that's what was designed to go with this card. But just notice what you're feeling. So any sensations, any kind of clenching, tightness, discomfort, any resistance, any butterflies, any excitement, right? Anything good. And just notice. And if you could rate your kind of emotional intensity level, whether that's resistance, whether that's excitement, whatever it is, rate your intensity level out of 10, 10 being like the most intense it could be. And then let's see what it's like after the tapping. Are you ready? So this card is about unlimited potential. It's about moving beyond limiting beliefs and the filter of an unhealed past. It's about using your awareness to discern what's possible and having the courage to leap beyond even that. And it says, you look at the world through the lens of your life experiences, personality, and conditioning. That filter determines whether you believe in an abundant universe and endless possibilities, or various degrees of limitation and a finite range of options. When your expectations, unconscious or otherwise, are based on lack, it's difficult to see what's truly available to you. And that's true, isn't it? When we get kind of bogged down in what's going on, we can't really see what's out there for us. So today, ask yourself, what do I believe? Are there limitless potential outcomes to align my energy with? Do I intuitively know that there is more to this life than meets the eye? And am I willing to act on this knowledge? Just tune into that for a minute. As you believe, so will it be for you, as your energy will attract its match in the outer world. And you can't escape that, right? We attract what we are, the level that the frequency we're vibrating at, not what we want to be, unless we can get into the frequency of that. Conditions meet expectations. Either your world remains the way it is in various forms, yet essentially unchanging, or you become more. Everything shifts as you open yourself up to a greater version of you and a more meaningful life, discovering opportunities that better reflect your true self. This is the nature of your dynamic relationship with the divine. So today, you are being asked to stand with open arms, knowing that you are stepping into beauty, into experiences that are potent and transformative. You are walking past the line you drew, you are walking past the line that you and others drew long ago, leaping over what was and toward what will be. You are more than you were. Now, what is it that you want? The treasure is yours. You just need to believe it. It always gives me the shivers, this card. The really good goosies, So what is it that you want? What is it you're telling yourself you can have? And see if there's a gap between those two things. Are you giving yourself permission to have an acceptable version of what it is that you want? Are you dampening it or tempering it so as not to piss people off or upset the apple cart or not be seen as greedy or any of the other human things that we do, right? Because we're conditioned to only want just enough. Because our parents and their parents and their parents before them and back 7 or 8 generations, and probably even more than that, life was hard. Life was hard. You had to work really hard. And a lot of the time, unless you were very privileged, it was from a real place of lack. There was never enough, or there was only just enough, right? I believe I can have more, but it's always a struggle. Yeah. Yeah, and a lot of us carry that, Alison. And actually, we may have evidence in our life to suggest that that has been the case, but often that has been the case because of this programming that we're carrying, right? And it's no disrespect to anybody's family or parents. They're just doing the best they can with what they got given and handed down through the family line. But unless and until we spot this and start dissolving it and replacing it with more powerful and potent thoughts and beliefs, things will never change and things will always feel like a struggle. Okay, so tune into how that feels when you say, and this is Alison's statement as she's put in the comments, but I think she's watching on YouTube. So if you're on Facebook or LinkedIn, I'm just letting you know what I'm seeing in the comments. But think of that for you. What would be your statement about what's possible for you? So for Alison, it's, I believe I can have more, but it's always a struggle. I'm going to invite you to say that out loud. I believe I can have more, but it's always a struggle. And then just tune in. Ooh, even my stomach went like a washing machine then. I believe I can have more, but it's always a struggle. Tune into the intensity of that. What's the emotion behind it? And you don't have to share it in the chat if you don't want to, but just tune in for yourself. What number would you give yourself? How intense? What are the emotions and the sensations around that? What did you feel in your body when you said it? Because here's a little secret for you. When you birth words, when you say them out loud, words carry the frequency of the energy and the emotion that you're feeling in your body. That's why they call it spelling, right? Words are spells. They carry the frequency. And when we say them out loud, our brain hears them differently and they land in our energy field. There are lots of different energy bodies. And that frequency lands, that truth of how we feel inside, it lands in our energy field, in our auric field, right? In our energy bodies. And there's little blueprints, little, residues of things gone by, programming patterns, you name it, that activate, that light up and go, oh, yeah, that's that belief. And we get all the familiar feelings of lack, helplessness. What's the point, right? Now, I don't love going into negative things. That's not why we're doing this. But trust me, when you give a voice to the truth of how you really feel, it will move up and out because your words will carry it out. But the biggest thing I would ask you to do, if you're in a position to, is say this out loud. Give it a chance to truly land, for you to truly feel the frequency of it. And now we're going to tap on it. And then that will help the frequency lift up and out. Okay. So again, this is not a clinical EFT session. It's not what I would do one-to-one, because obviously I can't keep you emotionally safe as I would in a one-to-one session. However, you're still going to experience the power of tapping on this. So tune into that sadness or whatever the feeling is that's coming up for you. Take a breath in and out. Blow it out. And then take 2 fingers and follow me around. Just tap where I tap. Say what I say and see how you feel on the eyebrow. Today, I'm being asked to look at things through a different lens outside of the eye. My life experiences and conditioning have dictated things thus far. Under the eye. And I'm realizing that there's a part of me under the nose that may not fully believe that everything is possible for me. On the chin. Maybe it believes that life is a struggle. On the collarbones or underneath the collarbones. Maybe it believes it's wrong or selfish to ask for more. Under the arm. Maybe there's part of me who daren't outshine my family earnings. Top of the head. Maybe there's a part of me who doesn't feel safe being really, truly happy. On the eyebrow. Today I'm being asked to stand with arms wide open. Outside the eye. And to give myself full permission. And you can substitute the emotion on this next point, but under the eye. To relax and release this family paradigm of sadness and struggle, or whatever it was for you. Oh, somebody just did a big sigh under the nose. And to let go of how things have always been. Chin. And to finally walk past the line that myself and others drew long ago. Under the collarbones. So I can leap over what was. And toward what will be. Under the arm. And I get to decide what that is. Top of the head. I choose to believe that the treasure is mine, and all I need do is believe it. We're going to finish on the third eye in the middle of the forehead. So be it, and so it is. And then come to a stop with your hand on your heart. Take a nice deep breath. And blow it out. And while you're in this position, just tune back into that feeling you had in your body when you thought about endless possibilities and what was really possible for you. Think about your intensity level. Think about any emotion that came up and that statement of something along the lines of, I believe I can have more, but it's always a struggle. And if you're not sure what that was, what have your family always said or thought around money and abundance and happiness and what's possible for you and your family? And just tune into how it feels now. Has it shifted? You're likely to start feeling a little bit lighter, a little bit more relaxed. Maybe there's a bit more space between you and those feelings of sadness or frustration or whatever it was. And it may well be that you believe that, that statement a little bit less. Maybe the sadness has eased a little bit, Now, this is a really important topic because there's so many people who are stuck in lack and not enoughness, because what our mind does, what our human mind does to keep us safe is it looks on, it looks at the future through a lens of the past. This is what's always happened. You're welcome, Alison. I'm glad that feels somewhat lighter for you. It looks at the future, based on experiences and programming of the past and how that makes us feel in the present, like it's not safe to out-earn my family, be successful, ask for more, whatever, right? And it projects through that lens into the future. We get perceived images of future lack or arguments or judgment or issues or being cast out of the family, whatever it is. We assume things are going to happen and we don't do it consciously. It's all because of what was programmed in and the emotions that were seared into our nervous system at the time that the bad things happened in the past. Maybe the breadwinner lost their job. Maybe, there was a divorce and suddenly the family had no money. Maybe there was a load of investments or I don't know, there's lots of financial trauma that can happen. But it impacts us more than we realize. And so try not to feel bad if this is coming up for you and you're thinking, well, why have I got this programming that's holding me back. Everybody does. It's just the way the human meat suit is designed to keep you safe. Okay. I've worked with people who have had £500,000 in the bank, and they still were so fearful that they couldn't spend £2,000 on a coaching program. Right. Now, I'm not judging that. That's very, very real, and it keeps you stuck. It's like a brick wall, and it's impossible to get past unless you do this energy work and you look at the blocks that are sitting beneath the blocks, the mindset blocks. Okay. Because mindset is just that, it's just a faulty sat nav. But what's really keeping you stuck is the emotions that were seared into the nervous system around the time things happened. The limbic system got involved, it seared in fear, whatever it was, and told you it's not safe, or it's not a benefit to other people. It will, other people will lose out if you do this or whatever. Now imagine if you could take these skills, this little spoonful of skills that you've learned this morning. Imagine if you could help other people. Imagine if in this somewhat challenging time, let's say, for humanity, imagine if you could take those skills, times them by 100, and go out and help people. Help heal the collective. And I don't mean heal from illness, because we don't say that tapping heals things. It puts your body back in a state of homeostasis, or it helps to do that so your body can start to heal itself. But as well as the physical, it helps us to heal the emotions, the nervous system dysregulation, the fear, the lack, the things that keep us stuck. And then the body and the mind and the energy field and the nervous system can start to heal itself. Okay. And what if you could take these tools out and help to lift the consciousness and the collective? Wouldn't that be amazing? Well, you're in luck, because I have got a 3-day event going on. Well, it's 3 1-hour sessions across 3 days, starting today, called the Trailblazer Portal. And it's for you if you are either already a coach, healer, or helping professional, or you have an avid interest in personal development, healing, coaching, whatever it is, and you're feeling that tap on the shoulder to go, you could do something with this. Or if you're already in business, you could go bigger with this, right? There's more people you could impact with this. And I would love to invite you to join us. It's only 22 quid, and you get lifetime access to the replays. There's a lovely private Telegram channel, so it's off social media, so it's not impacted. You don't have to keep logging into Facebook. It's just like WhatsApp, but secure. And we're going to go through what, which one of the biggest 10 blocks is stopping you around putting yourself out there, or putting yourself out there in a bigger way. We're going to look at your vision. We're going to connect you to it. What is actually possible for you? That's what the card said. Everything is possible, right? Believe in what's possible. Limitless, endless possibilities, I think the card was. And then we're going to highlight, and that, if you're a beginner or you're not in the industry yet, then you might not have any of that, but it'll still be helpful. On day 3, we're going to highlight what skills you need to be able to help people heal in the 4 realms: mind, body, energy, and soul. Because that's where true healing lives. Okay, so if you want to come and join us, put portal in the comments, and I would love to see you in there. It's just £22. And other than that, if this helped you, this tapping today, I'd love it if you would help me get to my mission of getting tapping and energy work into the hands of 1 million people in my lifetime. By sharing it with somebody, or tagging them to join us, or sending it somewhere, or whatever. And I would love to have your feedback on the comments below. If I can't see them now and I'm not replying, it's because they're not showing up in Restream. I will circle back and respond to you at some point today. So whatever it is you're doing today, have a good one. I'm about to head off to the chiropractor, hence no makeup, because it just comes off on the bed. So there's no point. But whatever it is you're doing today, have a wonderful day. And I will see you again tomorrow.